share my screen with everyone. And we have about 40 minutes. And worst comes to worst, if it's really juicy and we want to keep going, I'm just going to have everyone rejoin the call, or I'll send a new link through the group chat. The only thing is, if you guys aren't a part of the mentorship chat, you're not going to get that link. And it's going to be pretty quick. So make sure you check out, go log into your portal and go through the, where is it? 1 second. Let me share my screen. Let's see. Boom, bam. Here we go. This one and, okay. Perfect. Cool. All right. Hey, hello, Alejandra. How are you? Happy Sunday. Thank you, Tiffany. All right, let's get into this. Now, real quick, how's everybody feeling after I opened up the full course? I want you guys to just answer in the comments or answer in the messenger. I want to see how you guys are feeling after that. Do you feel like it was too much at once? Are you able to kind of skip around and find areas that you currently need help with, which is what I was hoping. All right. Okay. And then let me also open up my Safari screen here. So if you can, I would love if you guys can also open up your platform as well. This is your student portal. If you guys have any questions on logging in and kind of just using the platform, let me know. It's going to look a little bit different on desktop compared to mobile. All right. So that's where we're going to start. And then we're going to bring it to back to our PowerPoint. Okay. All right, everyone, welcome to our first week. I'm excited to hear how everyone is doing and how they're feeling so far with the course. I'm also excited to hear exactly where you guys are at in your career. Are you just getting into wigs? Are you've been making wigs a certain way for a long period of time and you're open to trying something new? You're freaked out by where the world is going and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to start making my wigs from scratch. I depend way too much on these overseas manufacturers. And now I need to start preparing my team and I to start making a majority of our products in-house in the US. That's primarily where I started about 5 years ago, right around COVID, when they closed the borders. That's why I was like, yeah, I can never allow somebody to have this much control over my products, over my career. And it just shifted me a lot. So ever since then, I've been taking courses and just playing around with more of the construction and the craftsmanship when it comes to making wigs versus really just making them look pretty and throwing on baby hairs and getting a lot of, like I wanted something a little bit more purposeful. So today we're going to talk about the wig education and client consultation. Now, if you've been here, if you've been working on your business for some time, it might feel like, oh my gosh, this is such baby stuff. Like I've already, I should be doing this and doing that. Listen, I feel your pain. I was there before where I'm like, damn, I really don't have to be here or do this. I already know how to do that, but you can still learn a lot. So if you want to attract a clientele that can afford high quality wigs that you desire to sell, this is where we have to start. We have to take it from the top, and the top would be communicating with our customers and sending them that message that they can clearly understand. I did not want to overwhelm myself, so I stopped at orientation. I took only one wig class like 10 years ago, and I have only made 3 basic. Excited to dive back in. Thank you, Nikki, for sharing that. I was, it's okay. Take it literally 1 week at a time and just move along with us. Despite us having the course completely open, we're still moving 1 week at a time. All right. So real quick, I just want to read out my mission, just so you know who you guys are messing with, all right? So welcome to to Pastiche Academy. Our mission is to empower individuals through education and hands-on experience in the art and science of hair and wig making. We are dedicated to fostering a vibrant community of aspiring hairstylists and wig makers, providing them with the resources, mentorship, and skills necessary to excel in this dynamic industry. We believe that creativity, craftsmanship, and continual learning are the cornerstones of success. With a commitment to innovation and excellence, we aspire to inspire future generations, ultimately leading us to open a comprehensive cosmetology and hair manufacturing school in 2029, where passion meets profession and dreams become reality. You guys, this is where we are starting. Thank you for investing in the way that I make wigs. You're so invested in yourself that you took that leap of faith. Some of you could possibly be using your last dime. And I've been in those situations where I'm like, you know what? I just need the right mentor. I just need the right coach. Like I said, I pay $1,000 a month for my coach / attorney, and it is worth it. This investing in him is why I'm able to invest and start teaching you guys and have all these systems. So it's definitely worth the investment. I appreciate you guys taking that leap of faith and also investing in yourself. So I'm excited to mentor you and work with you all because we will be working together at some point. You never know. We are growing pretty quickly. There's some things I can't talk about yet, but man, I got to get y'all ready. So let's start. Let me go to, so this is just a breakdown of what we're going to be learning, in week 1. I'm going to go ahead and go to our student portal and we're going to log in. So the first thing I wanted you guys to know about is more of the history of wigs. And the reason why I think it's important that we know the history of wigs is so you guys understand that wigs are not going anywhere. Like, despite what they're coming out with AI and robots, I'm sorry, I just can't see them at some point ventilating wigs. It's so precise, it's so detail oriented, and it's tedious that it's not something a robot can really like pick up the next couple of days. You know, this might take another 2 generations, who knows, before it's actually working well. However, I do see them changing the way wigs are made in order to kind of fit that whole robotic and all that stuff, but I don't feel like the quality is going to be as good as a human honestly doing it. So this is really cool, and we're not going to go through every single thing. You know, when you can, go through it and actually learn about wigs. And the more that you know, the more that you can educate your client, and people will take you so seriously. Like, when you have so much knowledge in something that you are giving them all these answers and resources without them even asking, you're going to build really strong relationships with your clients and with your team as well. So I'm just breaking down, you know, how wigs were originally was created in ancient Egypt. Jesus, I'm excited. Ancient Egypt. And this is just all the history, y'all. Like, this is crazy. Like, who was wearing this? Who was wearing this? But they were wearing it like it was it. Like, that's wild. But check this out. Look at this wig wire right there. I pointed that out because that's something we still use in the way in wigs today. How wigs are made, there's always this wig wire at the corner that you kind of pinch in so that your wig isn't flappy, your glueless wig isn't flapping in the end. So also pay attention to things like that, kind of just seeing how they were constructed, because some things can be brought back but in a modern way, and then boom, you just innovated something that's could be patent. You know, we're talking $1 million patents, you know what I mean? So I go that deep into wigs, where I'm, you know, getting ready to start designing my own wig caps, my own scalps, all of that. But it's always good to study the history of it to know where we were, what didn't work, and where we're going. So this is what that is. And then we're going to talk about consultations. Now, quick question. How many of you actually schedule consultations before your customers purchase a wig for the first time? And you can answer in the comments, or you can go ahead and speak up. Get this thing. Yes, I do consultations for every service. Very good. Very good. It is literally, I think my worst experiences were experiences where I just didn't prioritize consultations, and I went straight off assumptions. Those were probably the worst experiences I've had in wig making. Because man, when you can be wrong, you can be horribly wrong. And it is very humbling. So yeah, consultations are important. And I want to just teach you guys, like, okay, so what I created here, I created a wig types, like a whole catalog for my customers, my clients. And this is something I show them if they go to my website. When you go to, I'm going to also show you guys that, because I want you guys to just set your business up. It's so much easier when you do that hard work first and get it out the way. Because when the questions come, when your business blows up, you want to be ready, y'all. Like I have a video that's going viral right now, and I'm so glad I got all this out the way. I still need to do more, but it's like when they're going, there's hundreds and hundreds of people hitting my website every day. And I'm not used to that because I'm still up and coming and I'm still like literally reopening. But man, I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So when you say you're a customer and you're coming to my website, you want to learn more. I think I have it under, let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so I tell you a little bit about myself, but I also have, and ooh, look at me auditing my website right now. I see something that's not supposed to be there. Oh, anyways. Okay, so I think it's called guide. Here we go. So I have a pastiche buyer's guide that's free, right? And then I also have an article for first-time buyers. So when they come to my website, I teach them and I show them exactly what I'm teaching you guys here, right? This also helps build trust because they know that the people that they're talking to understands their frustrations and understands like, oh, I don't know what matches my skin tone. Well, here you can look at this little catalog right here, and we break down the best colors for your skin tone, your eye color, your face shape, your hairline, and so on. And that makes it easier for clients to look out or customers to look out for the type of wigs that best fit them, that they know they'll feel confident in based on, of course, they were tried on and they're going to see, wow, this does look really good. And then you scroll down, and then I also break down the different types of wigs. Like, you guys, customers don't know this. Like, sometimes we get so caught up in making the products and wearing the products that we forget that we were once beginners in the game. Like, we once forget that we weren't the ones shopping trying to find a quality wig before we started making wigs. And sometimes that is very easy for us to forget when you get so involved with the business. But we kind of like have to go into almost a child's place and ask, like, just like a child, a 4-year-old who has questions about wigs and what you're wearing on your head. You kind of have to set it up. Now, obviously, a 4-year-old can't read all this, but you want to have it accessible and in a way where it's easy to comprehend with pictures and directions and all of that. So let me go back to our PowerPoint. And if you guys, if it closes up, I'm going to send you guys another link. Okay, so where am I? Boom, bam, beam. Okay, let me go bring this down. All right, so we want to walk our clients through a consultation by, let's see, I think I should have, here we go. So it seems like a lot, but I promise you, the more you practice, it just gets easier and easier. And a 30-minute consultation turns into a 15-minute consultation real quick if you just stay consistent. So the first thing you want to do is you want to check out their scalp. Like I've had people come in saying, oh, I want to get a hair topper. And when they remove their current hair topper and I look at their hair and I'm like, I see that they are 60% balding on top. I don't think a hair topper is going to be a good idea because it looks like the hair topper is continuously breaking off your hair from the clips. So I'm very picky when it comes to recommending hair toppers for clients because the tension on it can be wild if they're not applying it on correctly. User error, that happens a lot. Then they turn around and try to blame the topper, but in reality, you're just clipping it on too tight and ignoring the discomfort for basically vanity in a way. So there's a consequence with that. But of course, you're not going to say that to your client or to your customer, but this is how we have to kind of clear it for ourselves so that we can understand these customers better and, you know, the risk. We want to also ask the clients about their desires, their wig styles, their length, their color. What do you want, girl? Like, I know you see what I'm doing, but like, what do you actually want? Some people kind of have like a people-pleasing behavior where they're like, oh, you do what you want, and then you do what you want, and it's not what they want, and then we're in trouble. So I don't like those games. So I like to ask all types of questions, even if they sound silly. So once you start understanding the client's need, you discuss the purpose of the wig, like how often are you going to be wearing this? Is this for a special occasion? If someone says, oh, I want a lace frontal wig and I want it to be glueless so that I can wear it every day, is that something you're going to recommend? No, because a frontal wig is high maintenance. And you're going to be in my chair or in somebody's chair every week maintaining that. So that 8, 7, however much $100 wig, lace frontal wig, whatever the price is going to turn into a maintenance of like 200, 300 or 600 every month just maintaining that. So who, with the prices and inflation, that's just not ideal. So I ask all those questions and I'm very honest because I would rather somebody that understands exactly who I am and what I offer and what I will do versus just trying to, you know, give them whatever. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Bend over backwards. Okay, I'll do. No, just don't do it. If you won't do it for everybody, don't do it for one person. I promise you, they're gonna bring their friends and they're gonna be like, oh, well, you did this for her. Can you do, girl? No, I got bills to pay, honey. Selecting the wig color and style. We want to show the client various color swatches, ask for their preference, consider the client's skin tone, eye color, like all of this stuff. And it sounds a little overwhelming, but start paying attention to that, you know? Like, for example, the TV shows you're watching, start following these charts and be like, you know what? The reason I don't like that wig on her is maybe because she's a warm tone and we got an ash wig on her. It's making her look a little green. It's making her look a little, you know, funny. I wonder why that is. Like, that's fun. Like, that's the only way that I'll start watching TV is really just to kind of like better my skills of styling and putting things together, right? And also it's fun judging their outfits. Taking measurements. So in the taking measurements portion, I did have a worksheet you ladies were supposed to complete, and it's okay if you didn't. When you get the chance, I would love for you guys to actually go through that. Where is it? I think I thought it might be in the next slide. But one thing I will say when it comes to having your website together is like right now, this is for like I'm calling myself out. I'm going through and I'm like, okay, that's great. I know what type of wig, I know that, that's fine. But how do I size my head, right? How do I size my head for a wig? Like this is you're building and like you're literally building a ship one piece at a time, or you're building a house one brick at a time. And that first brick might be to teach your customers how to measure their head in order to order the right product. So going back, we had I think I have it here. Ooh, where am I at? Oh, this is the buyer's guide. I think I had the class assignment right here. Yeah, so I want you ladies, when you can this week or next week, I would love to see you tag Postiche Academy and show us by pictures yourself or a mannequin head, whatever makes you comfortable. Girl, put some makeup on, make it fun, make an experience, take some cute pictures, and let's show our customers and our clients how to properly measure their head for a wig. And then that's going to open up more questions. That's going to open up more, okay, I feel a little, you know, that I was just thinking that, like, let me reach out and share my measurements to see, you know, if this is accurate or what other questions I might have, and so on and so on. So that is a part of your assignment. And Hannah actually completed this assignment and made content out of it. So we posted that on Instagram a few days ago, and she was showing you how to measure your head for a wig. I want to see stuff like, I want to see a video like that from you guys, all right? I want to see that on your Instagram page, and I want you to tag collaborate with me if you want to. Pastiche Academy. Collaborate with Pastiche Academy, and I want to see how you teach your clients how to measure their head for a wig. And don't tell them that's what you're doing. Just tag me and teach us how you measure your head for a wig. I want to see it. I know y'all gonna make some amazing videos. All right. Not here. Okay, and now we're going to the next. Okay, so I'm going to go through this. I really want to use most of our time to go over questions. So let me go back to this form real quick and just kind of run through it. So we're talking about specializing in consultations. We want to really polish our consultation. And honestly, that is going to, man, after that first wig, like sometimes people will be a little hesitant to spend money, like wigs, hair, it's an investment, right? And that's unfortunate at times, but it's an investment. How much would you grow your hair for, not able to do nothing with it except grow it, keep it healthy, no chemicals, no dyes? How much are you willing to sell that to people in grams to make, so it's like when you ask questions like that, then people kind of like, oh yeah, you're right. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. So sometimes you have to break it down to them, but we just want to show them how serious we take our work, and we want to make sure we get everything correct, because wigs is also, there's a lot of misconception. There's a lot of messiness in the industry because people are just not prioritizing getting to know their customers. They're just trying to get to know their pockets. Ooh, well, let me make sure I find a lawyer client or a corporate client, or where's the bag at? Like, no. How can I create a great experience? How can I find a customer that values hair the same way I value hair? If you don't value hair, your customer base isn't going to value hair either, because it's going to show in your business. So please finish that class assignment. And then we talk about wig cap alteration. Now, I'm sure a lot of you went through this program, so I'm going to just end it right here for going through the actual portal. And I want to go back to our slideshow so that we can start answering the questions. Now, I believe it was it Bree? I believe it was Bree. She asked so many good questions. Let me go to that. No, not this one. Here we go. Okay. So I took those questions from one of our students, and I basically made a majority of this PowerPoint based on those questions because they were really good. So if you also have any other questions, we're going to save that towards the end, and I'm going to let you guys go in. And if you get locked out, not locked out, but sent out, I'm just going to tap back in, and we're going to go for another 30, 40 minutes if we have to. All right. So. Okay, so one thing that was a concern was preventing lace shedding. Lace shedding, I didn't know if it meant like the actual lace that was shedding off, or if you meant the knots and like the hair from shedding off the lace. But what I recommended would be to seal the knots with a knot sealer. You can also use Got2b spray as a knot sealer. Spray it on your knots, and then take a flat iron on the lowest setting and run it through the lace and the knots, like flat iron it smooth. That actually tightens and locks in your knots with that product on it. That'll make a huge difference. Using a wide tooth comb to prevent pulling. You want to make sure that you're not tacking anything onto the lace that's going to cause it to rip or tear, especially with HD lace. A lot of the ladies love the HD lace, but man, is that maintenance. Avoid excessive product buildup. So if you're someone to wear glue on your wigs, if your client wears a lot of glues, adhesives, and all that, yeah, they're gonna be shedding a lot of hair because it is pulling out the hair. The best way to avoid that is, of course, you're still going to experience shedding, but not as fast. But using conditioners and oils to massage the lace a little bit to remove it, instead of alcohol, which dries out the knots and breaks off the hair. Unfortunately, adding conditioners and oils to the lace as well also loosens the knots, but it takes a little bit more time as the other route, which would be, of course, just pulling that glue off, or it's a mess. So that's why I specialize in glueless wigs, because with my price point, I just don't have the capacity to do that, and I want people to have my products for a long time. And of course, rotating between multiple wigs. I always tell my clients to at least have 3 wigs from me, or 3 wigs in general. And that's so we're not wearing, like right now, I'm wearing this wig out, y'all. Like I'm a spoiled brat. I do not want to put anything else on, and it's costing me. I got to repair it more often. You know, like it's a lot, and I don't have anything in between, but I also don't want anything in between because I'm like, I guess it's at this point my security blanket, but low key, I'm obsessed with it. So that's where we at. Now, another thing question I was looking at was about closing the deal, overcoming client doubt, how to secure a purchase. And I'm gonna just start with the first thing that's the most important in my opinion, and that is really your return policy, y'all. Buying wigs online is very scary now. It's very scary. We had a lot of people that should not be running a business in general, running a business and taking people's money, giving them poor quality, and not giving their money back. And if it was, and that's the only way why it's such a problem right now, and why it seems a little dry with the wig industry at times, because people are learning that there's better quality, that there's more, and also people are, you know, money's tight right now. So we want to make sure, oh Lord, I'm running out of time, y'all. I'm going to come back if this shuts out. And then also this course will be pre-recorded. So I'm also going to have this on the platform through YouTube. So if this part gets shut out, this whole course is going to be recorded. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here and just restart the group chat. I'm sorry, the group chat, my brain. I got 3 kids, y'all. I'm going to stop right here before I get into it. Oh, actually, no, I got 9 minutes. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to reopen it. So you want to make sure that you got your return policy in check. Now, here's one thing I will say. Just because I'm like, oh yeah, give them their money back, just take the wig, blah, 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 does not mean that I'm gaslighting, that there's awful scammers out there, not even customers, but scammers that will lie to you or take your product or put something else. Like I've seen it all, I've experienced it all, I totally get it. However, in my policy, and at once it was a little too low, but I think I did like a 10% restock fee. And I'm gonna just share my experience with that recently. Like you all know that I've been selling some pretty high quality wigs that are starting out to 3,000 to 4,000, and that's using Slavic hair. So this is European wigs. I had somebody purchase and she liked my policy. She liked the fact that she can order, and if she didn't like it, she can get her money back right away, or, you know, get her money back and return the product with no issue. It was risk-free for her. However, at the time, I didn't update my restock fee. And my restock fee on a premium unit like that should not have been $10. I mean, sorry, $10, 10%. I actually upped it after this experience to about 30, either 25 or 30%. And a restock fee means that if you order a wig and I ship it to you and you receive it, and for some reason you are not happy with the product, and I have to send you, now I have to bring that product back to my facility. That's costing me on sales, because somebody else who was more fit for that wig and who really wanted that wig could have purchased, and now I have a delay. So now I lost a customer. And now I also have to repackage it. So depending on how the product comes in, I might have to throw this box out. I might have to throw out the products. Who knows? I don't know what I'm getting myself into. So I do have a restock fee of about 30%. Now, 10% on a wig that's $4,000. Of course, somebody who's buying a wig for $4,000, $400 is nothing to them. So that, even though she lost $400, it was still risk-free, because $400 to $4,000 is nothing. And in my opinion, she could have just wore it out for the day and returned it, right? But at the same time, that's my fault, because I should have had a higher restock fee. Because if that 30% was like, I don't know the math on top of my head, but let's just say $700, $800 is how much she would have lost. So instead of getting her $4,000 back, she's getting $3,200. She might have reconsidered and said, you know what? I don't know if I want to invest that. I don't know if I want to risk that. Maybe I should book a consultation, or maybe I should go to her and try it on in person. Because if you have that much money, you can buy a ticket and come shop in person and get exactly what you want. And that is the things that you have to go through as a business in order to really pin and map and target your ideal audience, right? That's just my opinion. And, I'm just sharing my experience. But at the same time, I also was put in contact with somebody who, would probably purchase in the future. Who knows? However, these are the things that you have to go through as a business, right? These are the risks we have to take. It's a risk on the customer's end, and it's also a risk on my end. If that product gets damaged or, whatever, I potentially can't sell it for full cost, or I can't sell it at all, depending on, how I'm getting it back. And that also, you want to make sure you protect yourself with that. So you want to give yourself a very fair policy, and a policy that you can respect. You can respect. I can respect losing some money if I'm not, if I'm not happy with something, but at least it brought me closer to what I was looking for. Whatever the case may be, I'm okay making that risk. So moving on, educate clients on the wig benefits. You just want to tell them why. You know why you should be wearing a wig? Because you're in that chair 3-4 times a month, spending close to, $2,000 a month on hair maintenance, on extensions, on colors. Just go down to work with them. Just take them down memory lane. I'm saving you from a bad hair service. You're growing your hair out. You don't have to go into a hair salon and wait for 6-8 hours. This is great. This is going to be so much easier for you to maintain, because now you can just wear your natural hair at home or out whenever you want, or you can put your wig on it. You can put your wig on and wear it to your latest events every day, whatever the case may be. You have more flexibility with your wigs because it's easy to style. And then it also can stay styled longer than your natural hair. You just pop it off, put it on a mannequin. The style stays the same. But if you go to sleep, you have bed hair. Now you got to sit in the mirror for 30 minutes to an hour fixing it. The list goes on. So you want to go through that. Now, you also want to address their concerns and their risk. This is what we're talking about with the risk-free return policy. Moving on, personalize for their specific needs. So customization is key. The main reason why people love coming to me is because it's not that just my customization is good. It's just I customize. A lot of y'all, you guys would be surprised. A lot of wig shops do not do they barely do colors. They don't make the wigs. They don't color the wigs. They sometimes will style the wigs. But what I'm learning is through the business of wholesale, through the business of working with other, wig companies, they outsource a lot of that. So they'll send it to either China to get it manufactured, or they'll send it to, colors down the street to color their products. And it's smart. That's a business. That's how it's supposed to be, right? You're not supposed to be a one-man show. However, that can be costly. And that can also be a little inconsistent. So me personally, instead of outsourcing, I insource. I bring them to the house. So I have my team of colors that work with me, next to me, so I know exactly how everything's going. I'm training them, I'm mentoring them, I'm teaching them exactly what I want, versus just sending my product and hoping for the best. That's what a lot of wig shops do. So you want to really focus that you can customize their hairline, you can customize the color, you can customize the cap so it fits perfectly. All like that. Now, customization techniques. Now we're talking about pre-plucking. Oh, pre-plucking. This is my favorite hairline to do. I call it the M-shaped hairline, so it looks like an M. We are all seeing the widow's peak in Nigeria right now. They are just killing it. But you also see that some of them kind of overdo it. But either way, you just want to show them that, yeah, we can create a customized hairline that looks natural, and let it just be a natural, your standard of natural. It does not have to be somebody else's standard of natural. Bleaching knots, customizing the color, HD lace, show them your cap design. That's what people they don't show their cap design. Like wig makers, if they do, I don't see it often. So me personally, I love to see what the inside of your cap looks like this. Yes, I want to see how that's going to fit, how that's going to feel, what kind of materials that made out of. Okay, cool. Is this a dome cap? Nah, all right, I'm investing. And then show them the density variations, whether it's in bundles or whether it's in bulk hair, or whether it's in swatches of different densities on a piece of lace. However you like to make wigs from scratch or modern day, show that to your customers. Now I got about 1 minute left, and then I'm going to reopen the class. but virtual versus in-person consultations, provide a measurement guide. For virtual consultations, I would say virtual consultations are going to take more because you have to visually show them everything they can't see in person. So you need to have like a chart. If you want to send them a wig kit with a bunch of different samples, and then they have, they pay for the full wig kit, and they get, like, let's just say, a refund with a restock fee once that kit comes back. So you're not losing money on your products if they don't turn it in. If they don't turn it in, it's fine. You can keep it. You pay for it. Worst case scenario, have clients measure their head. Usually I'll have a measuring tape myself, and then I'll go ahead and tell my client to measure their head, and I'll teach them, and we'll follow along. Request pictures. All right, hold up, y'all. Let me reopen this class. 1 second. And I have only constructed wigs for my family, but I do a consultation with sizing and styling. Very good. Are we supposed to see it on the screen? Yeah, you are supposed to see that on the screen share right now. But you can also open up the platform to follow along. All right, y'all, I'll be right back. Let me go ahead and close this out and reopen it, okay?